I can't stop. Hey. On fire. Hey. Hey. Welcome everyone to my channel. Hello from wherever you're joining from. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm so excited to have you here. Wow, it's been forever. It's been for ages. Oh my gosh, I had to, really put in a lot of self motivation for me to be able to do this today. Wow, I'm so excited to do this. Yay! I did it. Oh yeah, it's been a long time coming. I'm so excited to do this again. I'm so excited to do this again. I couldn't just push it aside anymore. So thank you so much. If you're new on my channel, welcome to my channel. My name is Titi Layo. I'm a registered nurse. I talk about faith. I talk about health, relationship, things that basically affect our society. And I hope that you find my channel insightful and entertaining enough for you to want to return here. And please, one more thing, don't just watch this video. I want you to please kindly subscribe to my channel. Help my channel grow, please. Subscribe, like, share, comment. Thank you so much for being here. So this is, like I said, it's going to be a short video, but basically it's going to be fun, trust me. So let's just go right into it. So I've titled this topic today, 5 things that no one tells you about when you are relocating to the UK. So before I start, if you have anyone who is planning to relocate to the UK, or if you have someone who had just relocated to the UK, this video will do them a whole lot of good. I'm telling you, because these are things that no one tells you about when you want to come to the UK. So I newly relocated to the UK, but then these are things that if I had known about, it would have at least prepared my mind about it. So 5 things that no one tells you about when you are relocating to the UK. 5 things. So I'm going to go right in. Number one is code switching. So what is code switching? Basically, code switching is you being able to communicate to people in a way that what the information you're trying to pass across is understood, and then you can also understand others in return. So some people might say, I think in Nigeria we have a name for it. We call it in tag now they say you're forming accent. Your forming accent. I actually had to go Google it and then I realized that it's a professional thing that is required of every professional whenever you get to a different environment, that you cannot communication is important. If you cannot communicate, then you can't get anything done. You can't get anything done. So it's very, very essential that you're able to speak and be understood, and then you're able to also understand people in return. So I'm going to share my own experience. So when I got here initially, where I come from, I'm from Nigeria, by the way. So if we have a certain way, we have our own accent. So in Nigeria, we call paracetamol just the way I have said it, paracetamol, right? So I got here, and then during drug round with the patient, as I know how to pronounce it now, we will now get there and say, Mr. A, do you want paracetamol? By the way, over here, you don't shove drugs down patient throats. You don't have to threaten them to take their drug or something. You actually have to ask them and see if they consent to taking their drug. If they have the right to declining, refusing to take their medication, it's okay. So you ask them. So then I ask the patient, should I give you some paracetamol? And then the patient goes, huh? What are you saying? Pardon? So I don't know. What are you trying to say? And I was confused. Like, it's as clear as anything. Paracetamol. Like, my Nigerian sense in me is already like, paracetamol, And then patient is looking at me all confused, like, what is this lady saying? And then somebody just comes behind me, a senior colleague, and then she just goes, oh, Mr. A, do you want some paracetamol? And then the patient goes, oh, paracetamol. Yeah, of course I want one. And I'm like, Egbami. What did I say? What did she say? What's the difference? What's the difference? And then, of course, initially, the that sense of that pride, like, how can this, it's not the same thing we said. But then, auntie, uncle, by the time you realize that each time you come to your working place, and then it's difficult for people to understand you, and it becomes an embarrassment, you just need to do something about your pronunciation, and that's where the code switching comes in. So you know it's not necessarily you forming accent or changing the way you speak, or some people might take it far and say, oh, you want to form that you're not black. To me, I think, it's not all about that. It's about you being comfortable in the new environment that you find yourself, and being able to do your work seamlessly without having to struggle with, passing information across to others. So now when I get to my patient, and then I say, oh, do you want some paracetamol? He goes, oh, it's clear. They understand it, because if you flip it, that's the accent they've been used to all their lives. So you cannot say, oh, because you're coming with your own Nigerian accent, they have to understand, you're not being a professional. You have to actually learn how to code switch to suit your environment. And then if you think about it, even in back home in Nigeria, we could switch. Because for instance, if you want to talk to their bookies, maybe you want to get suya. For people who don't know, suya is like is it smoked now, or roasted beef with charcoals, like when you're doing barbecue. I can call it like a local barbecue. And then you don't go to a suya spot, and then you start telling the suya, you start telling the suya guy, the aboki guy, you start telling, oh, oh, hello. Hi, Husman. Good evening. How you doing today? Oh, can I have some beef worth of 1,500? Then I want you to sprinkle some. No, you don't talk like that. You want to talk to an Aboki guy. You talk to an Aboki guy. You could switch. Guy Alpha, I beg. Aboki Yayade, I beg. I think get 500 naira suya. Is that not what we see? Yeah, that's how we talk. So it's called switching. So it's used every day, in in every scene. It's just that people don't know that there's actually a name for it, and it's not accent forming. But that's not to say that, I know that there's some people that take it overboard, you know and then they don't even know when to stop, even when they return home, even when they are back with their families, their friends, they've taken the whole code switching to another level. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about being a professional now. If you're relocating to the UK, you must be ready to code switch. Paracetamol is just one of the example. There are so many things that we pronounce in Nigeria that does not have the same pronunciation here in the UK. In Nigeria, we say towel. It's not. Yeah, I think it's towel. That's what we call it. Do you want a towel? But here they say towel. So that's just an example. So code switching is one of the things that you have to be ready to do when you're relocating to the UK. It's very essential, because it makes your work a whole lot easier. And then number two is there is no, for lack of better words, I would not say that there is no respect, but sort of like there is no that unnecessary pressure to like shake or disappear when your boss is coming. If you're a nurse like me, you understand that our senior colleagues in Nigeria, it, there are basic there are some scenarios that you cannot be in the same space with your matrons. And when a matron comes into wherever you have the staff nurses, everybody must do what? Everybody must stand up. It's almost like, you're in a primary school where everybody rise to greet the teacher. Yeah, when a matron comes in, you stand up, and you dare not call your matron by name. You know, you dare not. Here, we call our bosses by name. Jane is Jane, Robert is Robert. We are not under that pressure. Although sometimes, because me, I'm not used to it here. So you still have there's still some time that you have to put, oh, sister this, sister that. But in Nigeria, you can't even call sister. Like, the matron must be there. You cannot be omitted. So, but here there's that freedom of you being able to relate to your boss. You're not necessarily afraid or scared of your boss. They are relatable. You're able to go to them. You call them by their name. Even your patients, you call everybody by their name. You call so. But then, as a Yoruba girl now, the respect is already engraved in our DNA. I remember when I newly came, maybe we're having like handover session, and then I see my boss standing. I will stand up and, like be moving the chair, and people will be they'll be looking at me weirdly, like, what are you doing? Why are you disturbing? Before it occurred to me, like, so now I'm sitting, my boss is standing, and we're having a talk, we're having a chat, and it's completely fine. So you have to be able to get used to that over here, people just expect you to do your job. They don't expect unnecessary shaking, unnecessary, carrying them and putting them on this pedestal. They don't care. Just do your job. They don't care what you call them. They don't care. A matron is coming. You can't walk past a matron. You have to stay by the side. That's back in Nigeria, and then they walk past. But all of those things, no pressure here. Just do your job. So that's another thing I found out. And then number three that I found out here, guys, all your prayer points, they do what? They fly away. Away, they go. What do I mean by that? So when you get here, yeah, right, there's this tendency of you not being spiritual, in quotes, like you used to be back from where you're coming from. Because, back home, we you know, it, it's not necessarily the same for everybody, so I don't make a generalized statement. But for for most cases, or for most of the time, I'm trying to be careful so that I don't make um a statement that is just based on notion, and there are no, really statistical evidence to back it up. But then I know that the reason why some people go to church is basically for needs, to pray for certain things. And you know that those things that we used to pray for in Nigeria, they are non-existent here. You don't need to pray for God to buy you a car. You don't need to pray for God to buy you a house. You don't need to pray to be able to get a loan. You don't need to pray, for you to have your basic social amenities. You don't need to pray for security. You don't need to. So, you get what I'm saying. In Nigeria now, when we're going out of the house, some of us, we have to recite Psalm 91, Father, keep me as I go, all those things. The Lord is my shepherd, and all those things. Why? Especially now with everything that is happening, and it's happening in Nigeria, I'm sure that, oh my God, reciting Psalms and everything now, some people they know all the letters in Psalms by heart. So, but if you not get to a society that is working, you don't need to pray to for security. You don't need to pray for you to have basic amenities. I remember then back in Lagos, how after work I would pray, oh Lord, Father, Lord, please let me as I'm going home, let there be lights. Let me just meet lights. Let there be lights. Serious prayer. How it's almost as if is a sign whether God hears my prayer or not. So if I get home and I see lights, I'll be like, this God answers prayer. This God answers prayer. You can imagine. So when you now come to a society that works, all of the things that seems so big, that when someone achieves, it's almost as if, oh, that person clearly is a person that God loves. It's almost as if, God has answered this person's prayer, so God must love this person more than I do. But over here, there's nothing like that. If you want to buy a car, you buy a car. They just need to be sure that you're working, and then you'll be able to pay, the loan for the car. You want to get a house. You don't need to pray. You just go apply for mortgage. There's lights. There is no fear of you going, somebody kidnapping you. So when you get here and all of those things are gone, so it's almost like, so why do I need to go to church? Why do I need to wake up in the morning? What am I praying for? I have all the things that I need. So if you're not very careful, when you relocate to this kind of society where all the things you used to pray for becomes free, becomes normal parts of life, they becomes the perks of living in this kind of society, then it's almost as if you don't even remember that there is a God. So I need to warn you, when you're relocating, more than ever, it's almost like a true test of your belief, of whether you truly love God or not, because now your prayer point changes, because all the 10 list of prayer points, everything is just taken away just by that, just by being here, by your presence in a different environment, in a developed country. Everything is gone. So what do you want to pray about? But then, so it's, if you think you love God, when you get here, that's when you will know where you really stand with God. And then number 4 I'm going to talk about is food. Food, my dear, let me tell you, if you are not disciplined, you will gain a lot of weight, because they have a lot and lots and lots and lots of junks. So you have to be very disciplined. You have to, be cautioned in your eating, because, everything is fast paced. You can wake up, decide to have pizza, decide to have this, decide to have that, decide to, very fast food, and then you have it. And then, because you cannot have the excuse of, oh, African food are not easily available, although we have, lots of African stores now. We have Tooties Food. Shout out to Tooties Food. This is my African food plug here. So, guys, if you need any of the African foods I'm going to tag out on this post, you can go on their page on Instagram and actually order some food. Tooties Food. Yeah, so food is a problem. Was a problem initially when I got here, because the bread. It's not like our agege bread. Let me not even lie to you. It's not like our agege bread. It was tasteless. No, I cannot even describe it. You cannot feel one way. You understand what I'm saying? So, but eventually, when you get your food plug, you feel more better. I remember then one of my auntie was telling me, when I was complaining that, oh my God, I wanted to make beans and there was no palm oil, and then she said I should use tin tomato, I should fry it, and then use the top of it. It will be like a palm oil. People will give you different kind of alternatives. So you have some challenges with food, but by the time you get onto this African food plug, trust me, you'll be perfectly fine. And then the last one, this will not be the last one anyway. I think I might have to do a part 2 of this 5 things people don't tell you when you're relocating to the UK. Is, oh my God, there is no my color. If you know what I'm saying, I'm telling you, I'm not even joking. There is no Sixio. There is no my color. I remembered when I got here initially, myself and my friends were like, oh my God, like in 6 months, no one has stopped you to even say, can I have your number? And we're like, are we not pretty? But we're pretty. Well, you continue. So, my girls, coming here can make you to start second guessing your hotness, can make you start second guessing, oh my God, am I still pretty? You are still pretty, in case you get here and then there's none of that. I'm just warning you now. I'm just giving you like heads up. And this is not just for ladies, because I've had single male friends here who have had to go back to their country to get somebody that they can actually marry. So it's not like where we come from now, where we all look the same, we are all alike, and hardly will months go by without somebody requesting for your number. In fact, I think number is even too far. I'm telling you that somebody looking at actually checking you, like, damn, it's difficult, my dear. I remember then when myself and my friends, if we go out to the populated places like London, and then maybe we go to the black street, and then we finally see men or guys turning and looking, we're like, oh my God. So it's actually like, oh my, so they can still look at us, like they can still it's something that we look forward to, like, oh my God, people can still see us, people can still look at us. So, but then that is not to say that people don't still meet their loved ones, people don't meet someone that steal their heart away. and then they eventually go on to get married. But just know that it is normal. It is perfectly normal. When you get here, you are not going to be getting all those. I think most of those times, let me even tell you what some people do. That excuse me, that time some people will start. All those people that have been saying hi, hello in your DM, in your WhatsApp when you were back in your country and you've been ignoring. My dear, when you get here, you will be the one to come and say hello, hi, how are you? And then, trying to form all those kind of conversations. So those are the things that you should expect if you're relocating to the United Kingdom. I hope I've been able to, to make you learn a thing or two from what I've said today. Like I said, there might be part two. So I want you to leave your comments, send me a message, some other things that I might not have touched that you, if you're watching this video and you've already been in the UK, what are the things that no one told you about that you're experiencing, and you can send it to me and then I'll make a video about them. So thank you so much for coming on and watching this video. I'm truly super duper happy and honored to have you watch me today. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment on my video. Thank you and have a good day. Kisses.